Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, I asked what our conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is dun, 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 return of an old soul contract. Fun. That sounds fun. And I say that in the most sarcastic manner possible. I say that in the most sarcastic manner possible. So, all right, just getting everything situated on my end because the craziness. Okay, let's get started. Let's get some cards for us. Return of an old soul contract. For those of you who are new to me, I'm live across, I don't know how many platforms at this point, but y'all are wondering why I'm looking straight ahead. My ADHD does not allow me to look at two screens at the same time. It does not. So I'm looking straight ahead at my laptop as I live stream on all other platforms. My old phone has TikTok. All right. It's been a crazy energy morning. I wouldn't say bad crazy. I would just say like supercharged with potentiality type crazy. I mean, really though, that's my type of crazy. Right? That's my type. That's my type. Who's that by? So waiting. You want to hear something crazy? I know. I think she's like kind of done with her time in the spotlight, I guess. I don't know. I don't really follow music, but yeah, that's actually my brother's really good friend's daughter, which is weird. That's weird to me. They're like, yeah, we used to babysit her. It's like, you guys babysat her. I know what kind of insanity. All right, here goes. Wait, what's my? Okay. Just looking at my schedule to make sure I'm not messing around on the wrong day. Yeah, no. It's the right day. We got, ooh, okay. Damn. Your soul is like just straight up. Michael's like, he's like, you're giggling like this doesn't apply to you. I don't claim none of this. Or maybe I do, just a little bit. Just a couple cards. Okay, I'll claim a couple cards. So here's the thing. So long as you don't allow whatever it is that's meant for you to come home to you, because homecoming in reverse, right? It's not going to stop. These cycles are not going to stop. You need whatever this return of this old soul contract, you need it. Okay, so let's break it on down. Before I start dropping truth nuggets that will contradict the entirety of the spiritual community, because that's just what the fuck I do. That is what the fuck I do. Ooh. Y'all tell me where I lie. Show me where I lie. That's what the fuck I do. I ain't even trying to piss people off. I'm just speaking the truth, and it just so happens they lying assholes. That's the problem. Okay. Let me not call anyone a lying asshole. Okay. So here's the thing. A lot of people within the spiritual community, they like to tell others. I don't know where they got this information from, but they like to tell others how you just have to claim something and then you're exempt. right? Like you can cancel that contract. Let's look at the human world. Let's look at the human world here. Um, here's the thing. For the human world, we think that we can just do that. Well, in the human world, can you go and tell the mortgage company, you're not going to pay your mortgage? They're probably going to be like, cool, okay, bet. Right? Bet. And then what's going to happen? What happens when you don't pay your mortgage? Oh, thank you, Kitty Claw. I was going to screenshot it all. One second, guys. I have to go ahead and just document this because I am still in the middle of an actual civil litigation. All right. So let me just, okay. Let me report it too. Okay. So here's the thing. When you go ahead and you think that you can just, make all these statements and everything has to listen to you. Thank you, Lindsay. How true is that for the human world? Have you tried that with your credit cards? Because you go into contract with these credit cards. Have you tried that for your car note? Have you tried that for a learning institution? Right? Can you just act however you want with zero consequence to you? Probably not. The same applies to the spiritual world. There are some contracts, some agreements that you absolutely can revoke, that you absolutely can go ahead and add an addendum. You can renegotiate those terms. There are some contracts that are like that. There are other contracts, which are considered Palladorian contracts, that absolutely it does not matter if you don't like the details. Those are non-negotiable. You cannot void those contracts. You can't. You can't even renegotiate. Palladorian contracts typically involve multiple souls through multiple lifetimes. And you can choose some of the details that lead up to the actual meat of what that contract is. But you don't have enough authority to just simply be like, I don't want to do it. Your soul is going to be like, okay, I'll drag you. That's fine. I'll drag you. Right? So I think this is one of those contracts. Now, clearly, this is not going to apply to everyone. Okay, one second, guys. I'm so sorry for all the interruptions. My higher has just said that I am to adjust the commenting capability on my YouTube live stream. Okay. Let's see. There we go. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. So, if you think you can continue to push this away just because, someone told you, someone spiritual, and I'm not spiritual, just an FYI, someone spiritual told you that all you have to be like is, I recall all of my energy and I void all contracts. Try that with your bank. Your struggle is not going to stop until you allow whatever this is back home, right? You're fighting it. You're fighting a process. For some of us, quite possibly the person who triggers you the most is potentially the person who is adding to your growth the most. Let that sink in. And, we do have to be careful and use discernment about excusing ugly behaviors, right? This is not about enabling ugly behaviors by way of using spiritual concepts to justify whatever ugly they're doing. So potentially how this can play out is someone who has triggered you in the past, someone who has created issues for you in the past might be coming back around, and they'll have access or interaction with you. And maybe it's a benign type of interaction, but it's going to trigger the fucking shit out of you. Oh my God. Today I was at the gym. And I'm starting to feel real good, right? I am. I'm starting to feel real good. So I'm like starting to feel real good, and I'm starting to slowly increase my total pounds lifted, amount of sets, amount of reps, all of that. I'm trying to get back to my norm slowly. And it's the final set. Oh, the final 2 sets. It's a final exercise. I was going to do 2 sets. And as soon as I set up for this exercise, I see my elder op has arrived. Ugh, I'm not even going to claim that. Not my elder op. An elder op has arrived. And he looking at me like, no, demon, not today. So I did my 1 set and I was like, no, fuck that. I'm done. I'm done. And no, I'm not being chased out of the gym. I'm just like, this is a sign. This is a sign, because guess what? I was supposed to only work out for an hour, max hour and a half. How long did I work out today? How long was I in there just enjoying myself and the movement? Oh, almost 2 hours. So I really was done. I was done. I was just like, yeah, no, I wasn't exhausted. I wasn't. No, I wasn't exhausted. But I was just like, okay, it's time to go. There's no real reason that I need to push one more set out of myself, right? So I left. That triggered me, seeing him. It did trigger me. Why? Because this is a person who has been very just disrespectful of boundaries, right? It's one of these older folks, which I actually really love older people. I love elders. That's how I was raised. I love elders. Not this one though. All of them but that one. And a couple others. But that one specifically, like, right? That one just really grinds me. He really grinds me. Yeah, no. I'm not in that same space where I can't be upfront about my boundaries, where I'm going to tiptoe around. So it's a good reminder. It's a very good reminder. It's a good reminder of how much I've grown since the last time this person's presence has pestered my soul. Yeah, they just, I don't know, something about them really pesters my soul. And my kids have come with me to the gym and have seen how this individual is just really fixated. And I don't believe it's a sexual fixation. I believe this individual, he's an older gentleman. He's just so accustomed to being able to be all up in someone else's space and no consequences, like no one will tell him no. Whereas I'm an introvert in real life, like, no, we're not going to be friends. You're not going to keep interrupting my workout so that you can force conversation that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's just not how it works. But I never said anything. That's the thing. I never said anything, which kind of, I don't know, people like that are weird, because then they'll rationalize, and this is how I know he's fucking demonic. They'll rationalize because she didn't say anything and it didn't come from her, despite the fact that I can see she's extremely uncomfortable in my presence. It must mean that her husband is jealous. My husband don't give a fuck about you. He know how I feel about you, sir. We laugh about you. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. So this is a triggering for me to remind myself that I know how to communicate and I need to communicate. So if there's a potentiality where, if there's a potentiality where he does try and violate my boundaries again, then, what is that? That's an opportunity for me to begin speaking up, right? This is perfect. This is perfect. I actually was wondering when you were going to continue with all of your comments because you're a fucking idiot. I can't wait for you to go to jail. I can't wait. I can't wait. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to let you continue with your comments. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and channel activity. Oops, wrong person. Let's go ahead and, oops. Well, yeah. The behaviors are so predictable that it's very easy to prove exactly who and what this is. So let's just, okay. Lindsay, are you able to see the amount of comments there are? Were you able to, hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I was able to get it all. La, 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 la. Okay. So understanding that some of the triggering that's happening, it's definitely something that is very much intended, very, very much intended to try and trigger you to the point where you remember what you learned the last time this trigger was present, right? The last time this trigger was present, what you needed to do but didn't do, you're now being given the opportunity to do so. So, oh, if that commenter, the behaviors bothers you, please go ahead and comment that on YouTube. So that way I could also provide that to the law firm that I still have. It is what it is, and I'm not bothered by it. It kind of just adds to the reality that jail time is the only way to actually correct the behavior. That's the only thing. Yeah. And we all know you're a fucking pussy. You're a mama's boy pussy. You are. And I wish you would fucking state this shit that I'm saying right now and report this shit. I wish you would. I wish you would go ahead and quote me. Record the fucking live stream at that point and bring it as evidence. I wish you would. Okay, so initiation, right? Initiation. What is it that your soul is trying to initiate? An awakening and awareness, expansion of your awareness, elevation of your awareness of the ways in which you're not enforcing your boundaries, right? You need to enforce your boundaries. You do. You need to enforce your boundaries. There's a lot of stuff that you've kind of just, you turn a blind eye to it so that there's no unnecessary conflict. Some conflict is absolutely necessary. Some conflict is absolutely necessary because you need to let a motherfucker know sometimes. Who's that motherfucker? I mean, I don't know. What type of motherfuckers you deal with? I don't know. I mean, do you guys know what motherfucker I'm talking about? Because I didn't say no kind of names. But if the shoe fits, bitch, have your mama put that fucking stripper heel on. Because your mom's a hoe. I'll just say it. Your mom's a hoe. I was just saying it. How's it feel to know? How's it feel to know? Was I the first one to tell you? Yo, I'm telling you, God gave me the gift of talking shit. Okay. I'm gonna run out of time because I have a session coming up. Feminine, 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 lady, goddess. You're being placed, regardless of whether you're masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. You're being placed in a position where you are actively being asked and invited by your soul to create opportunities, create connections. This old contract that's coming back, it's not necessarily one that is intended to pressure inject toxicity into your life. It's not. It's not, right? So what is it that needs to happen? You need to make a decision. You do. You need to make a decision. You need to decide for yourself exactly what it is that you are going to choose to do. Oh, just for the sake of documentation, that first backup account, because I'm going to send this to my lawyer. Oh, backup 5. Perfect. So that first backup account was when there was no restriction. This is pre-planned, premeditated, because I put a 5-day limit. So this person has gone ahead and subscribed to my channel for at least 5 days in preparation of this continued harassment. So for my law firm. Let's see. All right. This is a good amount of evidence for real. La, 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 la. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's just also document the channel. All right, so there we go. And now, just for the sake of time, we are going to go ahead and there we go. All righty. Oh, it is. They absolutely believe that they're going to get away with it. I've just been letting the evidence stack is what it is. Evidence has just been stacking. I have to pay every time I contact the lawyer. So you just let it all stack and then you just dump it all at one time. I'm the fucking queen of documentation. Are you kidding me? I am. I'm the fucking queen of documentation. So, wait. Let me go ahead and notate that I've had to change the I've had to change the subscriber mode multiple times. All right. So here we go. You're being asked to get yourself into a creator type of positioning where you're actively choosing what you're going to create. But don't tell anyone what it is you're creating. Why? Because some people don't want you to succeed. It's very simple. Some people don't want you to succeed because guess what? They're jealous. They see and believe wholeheartedly in the gravity of you, despite you being completely oblivious to how powerful you are, to how amazing you actually are. So what do you need to do? Allow yourself to move in silence. Allow yourself to get to a space where you're simply just, making these plans, putting action behind the plans, quietly celebrating within yourself the different things that you are accomplishing. Um, all these different things, right? Because there's something that wants to drain your power with nonsensical distractions. And then as your power gets drained, you then won't be able to manifest the things you need to manifest. Excuse me. Why do you think there's so much attempt to go ahead and distract where this reading is going? I mean, really, some people are just fucking possessed at this point. Possessed by weak, shitty demons. Like, bro, if you're gonna get possessed, like, have it be a principality. What the fucking mediocrity? You're gonna get possessed by a basic ass grunt demon. What the fucking mediocrity is going on? I'm just saying you couldn't even get possessed right. You couldn't even get possessed right. Wow. That's just your whole ass mom must be so proud. That's so sad. You guys, I got some yolks today. I got some yolks. Why do the lower demon entities have more access? No veil. Elisa, hey girl. It's because we've already transcended that 5D. We're actually most of us, not those who are possessed and just incompetent, even in their mediocrity. Not those people. Most of us whose sovereignty is intact, we're in the process of either anchoring into the 7th or beginning the process of transcending, rising into the 8th. And because of the degree of rise, those who have a lot of sensitivities, they are able to see, hear, feel. Their clairs are active. They are much more susceptible to the demonic entities, the grunts. The reason they're susceptible is because if you see them, they know, and then they'll begin to pester you. Just like how you guys are seeing on YouTube, this little grunt of a demon. Ooh, Michael's laughing. He never laughs. Okay. Let me refocus. Michael never laughs. He's fucking laughing. Okay. For those of us who are at a point where we're increasing in frequency, we're going through these ascension mechanics, sometimes the best way to facilitate that ascension mechanic is to go ahead and circle back around to whatever that cycle, whatever that annoying person, the time waster, the energy drain, circle it back around to that so that you can uptake that frequency. For what? To fight them? No, they're fucking nonsensical. I mean, I've been laughing since they appeared on this live stream. So for what reason? Because when you surge energy, you then have the fuel to manifest whatever it is you want. Y'all, I'm writing my book. Like the way it's coming together. The realizations I'm having by simply putting in black and white, essentially documenting the history of certain portions of my soul. Like, damn. Like, Emmy, do you realize how much you've been through? How much you've endured and survived? Like, you, my girl, you're just so fucking unstoppable. It's something so just confirming, reaffirming, and elevated in nature that like I have to dissociate myself from that. I can't be like, I'm unstoppable. It's like, Emmy, girl, Holy fucking shit. The things you've been through. No wonder you just keep fucking going. No wonder, no matter how many people try, no matter how hard they try, it's like throwing pebbles at a heavily armored soldier. Nothing's gonna stop you. As afraid as you are about failure, walking the wrong path, all of this crazy ass shit that's really like insecurities rooted in nothing. The unstoppable nature of you. Like, holy shit. And if I wasn't me, I would absolutely sit myself down and hold my hand as I say this, like, girl, the reason you don't remember, the reason it's so hard for you to accept, despite seeing and living the truth of your power, even in this life, the reason it's hard for you to remember and accept is because that's another layer of gift to everyone who chooses to witness you. Seeing you select which foothold you will use, which finger hold you will use to climb out of the depths of that hole that you dug yourself. You're teaching them as you teach yourself how to love at a depth that's worthy of you. And everything you get through is yet another gift that's merely a part of the legacy you are creating with every breath, with every conversation, with everything you struggle through and allow the world to witness with you. Do you understand how much courage that takes? Do you understand the type of strength that you just know you have, whether you want to acknowledge it or not? You know you have it. And that's why you have no fear of showing up and sharing. Holy fucking shit, girl. It's okay if you never realize it in this life, because there's a potential that part of you not knowing, not being able to openly acknowledge, consciously acknowledge, yet you still move with power and grace and purpose. Maybe that part of you that won't allow you is necessary because it keeps you humble and uncorruptible. Love every part of you, even the parts that trigger the fear, that trigger the resistance, that trigger this refusal to bow just a little bit lower to the will of soul, no one else. This journey is a fucking crazy one. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to begin understanding how beautifully, beautifully pre-planned the most important parts of your life are, including the parts where these old contracts go active again, bring you back around to that same cycle so that you could apply what you didn't have the courage to apply but learned in a previous cycle. Ooh, 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 ooh. Right? So, belonging. If you don't already, you will soon enter a space or a group where you know without any doubt that you belong, right? You know without any doubt that you belong there, that is your birthright to be there. And let me just clarify, because there are some people who will be delulu in how they receive what I just said. My space is mine. If I have deemed you are not welcome in my space, I don't give a fuck how you feel and how entitled you believe yourself to be. I will continue to remove you because this is my space that I share, and I get to decide who gets to share it with me. When you're not welcome in a space, keep it moving. Yep, period. Keep it moving. To haters, if you're new to hating me, welcome. Just kind of do some legwork. You'll find groups that have hated me because they no longer have access to me. Go fuck around and find out over there. They're perfectly calibrated to you and fucking ugliness. Go there. Go there. Oh yeah, no. They'll fucking welcome you with open arms, because anyone that hates me for no fucking reason is welcome there. Go there. Go there. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can be besties. I got a video. I'm gonna share this. Okay, I'm so fucking amused because sometimes I'll use someone needs to take my TikTok away, is what it is. I got a video. I got a video. I'm going to show it to you guys on YouTube. Okay. Let me increase the volume. It says, my fan club at my funeral still sour about being booted from my community, but still trying to find a way to be part of my story somehow. You bitches are not going to be part of my book.
She was just a mean, old, hateful bitch. She wasn't friendly. She really wasn't. And there are people in town, honey, that would have shot her for $5.
She would chew your ass out, drop a hat. I mean, she'd rip you a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double wide asshole.
Yeah. I'm so proud of this video that I used CapCut to create this video. I mean, the accuracy. I bet they have support groups. These people who are like, I can't fucking believe Emmy, she's such a bitch because she said it was demonic and was accurate in that. And like, what? Just leave me the fuck alone. The fuck out of here. I got time to be pissed off about any of that shit anymore. I'm just like, listen, you give me something to laugh about. You give me something to laugh about. Okay, fledgling. I know you want to believe you're new to this journey. You're ready for some truth? Let's get serious here. Are you ready for some truth? You're not new to this journey. You've lived quite a few lifetimes. It's extremely rare, extremely rare for me to come across a person who has not had at least, I don't know, like 15 to 20 lives. That shit is rare. It's rare. To date, remember, I'm clocked in at over 13,000 clients at this point, right? To date, and this doesn't include the people that I help and they didn't book an official session. This is just official documented sessions. Over 13,000 to date. Only one person has lived just like maybe 1 or 2 lives. Like they didn't have very many lives, less than 5 for sure. I think it was like maybe 1 or 2 before this one. Yeah. And that person basically is kind of like a gift to them. from creation to be able to experience the density of flesh. And I don't remember if they had like spina bifida or if there was some type of like terminal condition. I don't remember anymore. I just remember they were in bed. They were in their bed, and I vaguely remember it being kind of like a hospital bed. I don't know why. I don't know if it was at home. I can't remember anymore. But I remember I was like, "Oh my god. The entire room is like standing space only. It's filled with other beings and they're all literally angelic." And I was just like chills all over, like, wow, wow, that's fucking crazy. I've never seen that. I've seen people who are surrounded by an angelic crew, but to see someone who has lived like only one or two lives, like, wow, they were heavily protected. I was like, you don't gotta worry about no parasite. You don't. You don't gotta worry about no kind of parasite. Like the purity of the person they are, you know? Maybe it was a disability. I don't remember. I wish I remembered. I wish I remembered fully. I just know that feeling of like, wow, it's like the purity of your divinity. There has not been very many opportunities for a human experience to distort your perception. They are a very loving person, very loving. I was just like, this is just touching me. It was amazing. It was amazing. So the rest of y'all been around the block several times. Y'all built the block. So stop acting like you don't know. I'm serious. You might not remember. Those are different things, right? You might not remember, but you absolutely know. You absolutely know. So stop playing with yourself and convincing yourself that you're such a newbie and you can't do this, you can't do that. Yes, you can. Give yourself a chance. Try it, attempt it. Give yourself a chance. So, like for me, in my real life circumstance, giving myself a chance, I'm debating, should I hire this personal trainer to help me prepare for a competition, a fitness competition, or do I give myself a chance to correct the imbalance because I know how to work out? I'm a fucking certified personal trainer, right? I got myself to this point, and the type of development that I have, like my sister works on competitors like day in and day out. I sent her a video of my leg development right before I got injured again. So, my body's eating up some of my leg. And I sent her that video. You know what she told me? I'm completely natural. I don't even do any type of peptide stacks or anything like that. No peptides at all. She was like, holy shit, your leg development is more than the person that they're working on, this gal that they're working on to help prepare for an upcoming competition. And she's on gear. I'm not. And I'm much older than her. So is it this thing of I'm not giving myself permission to recognize just how much I can actually fucking do. And I won't allow myself to reach that level until I can go ahead and say, it's someone else that made this happen for me. Right? Is that what's happening? So I'm like, am I just afraid? Is it something that like, have you ever stopped to question where your motivation is coming from to either do something or not do something? Where is that motivation coming from? Is it coming from a space of fear? Is it coming from a space of not wanting to be able to give yourself credit for what you're able to achieve? So you won't do it until you can give someone else credit. I mean, these are just questions, right? The reality is I've never, ever prepared for a high stakes type competition. I've never prepared for a competition, period. Like, period. I never have. Yet I'm able to get to the point where I'm at right now. So then what's that tell me? And then every single time that I go ahead and I message, because my brother is actually my trainer, my coach. I message him like, hey, should I do blah blah blah? And he'd be like, you fucking know what to do. Motherfucker, I don't know what to do. That's why I'm asking you. But he's right. He's right. In the times where I really didn't know what to do and he knew I didn't have the information, so I'm just being insecure at that point, right? He and I are very similar, and insecurity like that, we don't play around with that. We're just like, shut the fuck up. You know what to do. The one time I didn't know what was happening with my body and I messaged him, he told me exactly what was happening. And he told me exactly what I needed to do. And I've done that and I've corrected it. So guys, look at this. And I'm not leaned out. I'm fluffy as fuck. I am. I hella fluffy. I haven't leaned out at all. I haven't made it a point to. So look at this. Look at that. Oh, bitch, what? And I'm not even flexing right. Oh, what? Okay. Okay. All right. Separation, bitch. All the way up. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. No gear, completely natural, middle-aged, not even leaned out. What exactly is happening here? Is it my insecurity? Is it my knee-jerk reaction of not wanting to fully claim what I'm capable of? So let me involve someone else. And I did this with my career. Let me involve someone else so that I can give them the credit that's rightfully due to me. Do you guys do this? I mean, you do something and you're afraid because you've never done it before, right? You do something and you're afraid because you've never done it before. And what if you fail? What if you don't do it the right way? Everything I've done without someone telling me how to do it. I've done while afraid. And I've been able to accomplish tremendous things while never giving myself the appropriate credit. Is this me doing that again? Is this what you do? I mean, if it's what you do, you need to stop. We need to stop. We need to start giving ourselves the credit that we deserve. We need to start recognizing exactly how capable we are. And I agree, Sabrina, everyone could use some help sometimes. But am I entering into a personal training contract because I need help? Or am I feigning the need for help because I'm actively and subconsciously blocking my ability to learn the additional things that need to be learned because I don't want to give myself credit? I don't know. So I'm going to have to pause until I can give myself the time to truly identify the root of what's happening. I need to pause. If I truly need help, I need to book with that personal trainer. That's a very competitive price. I'm telling you, that was a really good deal. But is that what I actually need? Is that what I need? And until I get the answer and the awareness for myself, I have to pause. I can't create a war inside myself. You should not create a war inside yourself just because you don't know what the answer is yet. You don't know the actual truth of your soil. Does that soil need to be amended? When the plant is not growing right, when the plant is struggling, do you blame the plant or do you find what's going on? Does the soil need to be amended? Do you need to add something to feed the plant? Is the roots unhealthy? If your roots are unhealthy, the rest of you will be unhealthy too. But if you can create healthy soil, have an understanding of where your soil is, amend it in the ways it needs to be amended, you will have healthy roots, which will grow a healthy plant. And your need for any type of external something, synthetic something, will pretty much be eliminated. You won't need any type of, what is it called? It's not parasite. I don't remember the word. When they spray your stuff with all these chemicals to kill all the bugs, what the hell is that called? I don't know, whatever that is. You won't need that. So individuality, but it's in reverse, right? So this is telling me that you're afraid to be yourself. You're all fucking shit. I just got my fucking answer. I just got my answer. Am I just booking this personal trainer because I'm afraid to give myself credit and show myself what I can really do? Individuality in reverse. I'm afraid to do it alone. I'm afraid to show myself and show the world what I'm capable of alone. There's my answer. I was about to say I don't want to hear it, but the next card is message in reverse. I'm not even joking. Fucking shit. The next card is I'm literally message in reverse. This is telling me that I'm not listening to myself. I'm not listening to myself. The moment I begin to listen to myself and I begin to look at the history of me, right? That's when I'll develop the confidence to understand and accept I'm capable of so much more than I could ever give myself credit for. So much more than I could ever give myself credit for. Berto, are you here? I said your name so aggressive. I'm so sorry. Berto, are you here? Let me say it more gently. Berto, are you here? Genevieve, are you here? These are people who have careers as personal trainers. They're part of my community, and that's their career, helping people with their physicality. Part of the reason why I'm asking if they're here, because I want to know if NASM is a reputable place to get certified as a personal trainer. So my brother has been working as a personal trainer, and his girls go to Olympia. Okay. That's like the highest of the high. You can't just buy your way there. You have to first earn your pro card and then be invited. That's the cream of the crop. His girls are the cream of the motherfucking crop, right? So he was the one that told me to go ahead and get certified in NASM because he got tired of my stink ass attitude about like, you need to coach me. I'm so fucking serious. So he told me to go ahead and get certified in NASM. Yeah. And from what I hear from other personal trainers, and they didn't go to NASM. I know quite a few people who did enroll in NASM, but they never finished the program. They say that NASM is a ridiculously hard program ridiculously hard, that they are such a respected organization. Their course content is fucking crazy. I was like, all this? Bitch. Bitch. What? Yeah. So long story short, I thought I had a year to prepare for this testing, which obviously I bullshit my time and I'm super busy with work. And then what happened? My son let me know a month in advance, like, yeah, no, you only have a month left. You only have 6 months for the certification program for a personal trainer, for the CPT. And I was like, no. Turns out he was right. You'd think that I took a month to study, right? No, I didn't even finish the program yet. So I rushed to finish reading the program, which it was a lot of fucking information, a lot. And what happened was I ended up having maybe 12 hours to study. 12 hours. And I was nervous that I was going to fail. You need at least, I think, like a 70 or 75% to pass. So it's a proctored exam. And I took the proctored exam, only a handful of hours to study. And I just felt like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm gonna fail this. And to soothe myself, I said, well, as part of the package that I purchased, I have an additional testing. I already paid for it. So if I fail, then I'm actually using the money wisely. Because the mental gymnastics that I'm capable of. I was like, if I fail, then that's perfect, because then I can use that voucher to take a second test. Except when I took that test, I finished it. I think you have like 90 minutes, either 120 minutes or 90 minutes to finish. I don't remember. Long story short, I finished in about 30 minutes. And they just tell you whether you pass or fail. They don't give you a grade during the proctored exam. And I was like, okay, that's good enough for me. I passed. Yay. Except I went ahead, because I was curious and I'm a perfectionist. I went ahead and I logged into my student portal and I saw the grade that they gave me for that proctored exam. Despite feeling unprepared, despite feeling rushed and stressed and feeling like I and my knowledge was not sufficient. Do you know what I scored? Do you know what I scored? A 97 fucking percent. And then, of course, one of my twins, I keep in contact with him, and he's super into fitness as well. I think he's also a personal trainer, but he does like Olympic heavy lifting or something like that. Right. So I was like, hey, you want to hear something cool? And he goes, yeah, tell me. And I was like, dude, I took the proctored CPT exam for NASM. He goes, oh, did you pass? And I was like, yeah, I got a 97%. And he goes, oh, you're one of those. Motherfucker, what you mean? He goes, you're one of those. I'm Asian. What do you expect? 97 is basically failing for an Asian. Are you kidding me? If I got less than a 90, that's like, no, I would have cried. I would have cried and I would have begged to take the exam again, because that's not acceptable. So I got 97. That's acceptable. It's 3 points away from 100. It's acceptable, right? And then he tells me, and this is when I realized, he tells me that's a really fucking hard program. It's a crazy program. And then, of course, I called my brother later on, because like he's been doing this for, I don't know, 30 years. Like 30 years. He's been a personal trainer. And he tells me, yeah, good job. You just learned in 6 months what took me 30 years to figure out through trial and error. And I was like, so it's a good program? He was like, I gotta go. You have no idea what you're capable of until you try. And whatever this is that's being brought back, whatever this contract is that's being brought back, it's something that is causing you to finally get to a point within your journey where you're realizing, I'm so fucking capable. Is this realization the very thing that's shifting? Originally, my goal was to go ahead and, in my very first show, my pro card. And then my goal shifted. I want to earn a pro card in the IFBB as well as a pro card in the OCB, which is a natural federation. That can be done. That can be done. Might take more than one show. I need to be able to, I've never even been to a show. So I need to like really gauge. Is that the goal, or is it being shifted now where it's like my actual goal is to be able to show myself what I'm actually capable of on a professional, competitive level? Because y'all, your girl never does shit basic. I don't. That's just like, to ask me to exist in a space of basic mediocrity and not put my all into something like a crazy fucking neurotic ass person, that's asking me to not be who I am. It's just, I can't. I can't do that. I can't exist like that. My goals are always some ridiculous ass goals that another person hearing it would be like, that's fucking crazy. You can't do that. But I always do. I always do. Not knowing how to shoot a camera, and within months having my work featured in Maxim. Not because of who I know, but because my work is that fucking good. Within months. I never learned about aperture, exposure, and those things. I know the words, but I don't really know what that means. You hand me a camera, give me enough minutes, and I will figure out how to adjust your camera without knowing what I'm adjusting to create the picture that already lives in my mind. And I'm just bringing it into manifest form so I can show you what I already see. Right? Never taken any type of chef courses, pastry courses, dessert, or anything like that. Never taken confectionery classes, nothing. My kids have allergies. I don't want them to be deprived. So I figure out how to make truffles, gluten-free, dairy-free, like these are very specialized truffles. And within 2 months, with no ads, no nothing, I had barely launched my company. Palms Casino reaching out to me and asking me if I can come and present the truffles to their chef, because they have something like, it was either 1,000 or 10,000. I don't quite remember. It was a huge convention that was being hosted at the Palms Casino, and they needed gluten-free, dairy-free options. And being completely untrained, I bring my truffles and the chef is floored. You know how many units they ordered? 1,000 units of truffles from me in my little cottage kitchen. That wasn't even a goal. It's just a byproduct of doing something that I love. When you do what you love, you tend to do it very well. And the more you love what it is you do, the more elevated the byproduct of it is, the end result. You're wondering why you're struggling to produce the type of results that someone else is producing so easily. Well, is that what you're supposed to be doing? Is that what it is? Or are you trying to keep up with someone else? And maybe this return of an old soul contract is something that's going to adjust the way you see yourself within your path, within your journey. You need to have some fun as you accomplish the things that you were designed to accomplish. And you need to do it with love. You need to be able to feel that love as you're doing what it is you're doing. Self-reflection in reverse. I don't think, for most of you, I don't think you're pausing to see exactly how you're positioned within your life at this point. You're not letting go of your fear. You're not letting go of all of these different distractions, blockages. You're needing to surrender. You're needing to release and surrender to your soul. Your soul is guiding you through this. It's giving you the way. It's showing you which path to take, where to put your feet, when to pause and when to take action. And for most people, not all, but for most people, they will have this like just this mindset of, I already know. Okay. You already know? Then why aren't you achieving at the degree that you can? If you already know, when someone is sharing information with you and your knee-jerk reaction is, oh, I already know, then why aren't you applying what it is you claim to already know? Why are you not succeeding to the degree that you are capable of succeeding if you already know? And now for some, you're seeing exactly how and why your ego blocks everything from happening for you. These extremes within the ego, extreme ups, extreme downs, highs and lows, then you wonder why you feel all turned around and dizzy, right? It's because the ego, it doesn't need to be destroyed or caged or any of that. It just needs to be lovingly reminded of its proper place and when it should be quiet and when it's supposed to speak up. Yeah. My ego functions opposite of most people. So when my ego flares up, it makes me feel very small rather than making me feel inflated, some ridiculous sense of inflated self-worth, grandiosity. It's the opposite. I feel very small. I feel very insignificant. I feel very unaccomplished. And in the times where my ego flares up, rather than like, see, oh my God, I haven't healed. Look, I'm still doing the same things. I'm like, okay, thank you, ego. I don't quite know yet the how or the why, but I recognize you're flaring up because I'm stepping into the potentiality of overstepping my authority. Thank you for the reminder. I'm here to assist, not to save. I'm here to facilitate, not to take over. Thank you, ego. I'm going to need to sit with myself for a little bit so that I can remind myself, hey, breathe. You are not worthless. You are not delulu in what you're capable of achieving. You just needed a reminder of what your proper place is in people's journeys. And now I remember, and I will return back to the proper parameters that have been set so that you can achieve what you need to achieve. And I can simply be present to assist. You're in control. You are in charge. I am here to facilitate and to assist. That's it. That's it. Right? Your ego has a proper place in your life. If it gets imbalanced, your ability to be resilient, it diminishes. And then you become susceptible to all this parasitic stuff that you carry on your back. Parasitic thought inception is one hell of a drug. Like, don't. Like, no, right? When you start to operate from that space of being upside down and being highly susceptible to parasitic thought inception, you lose track of the beauty of your life, the beauty of your process, that what you think is the end result is nothing more than a stepping stone in a long journey. You're not even halfway there yet. You're not. I'm not. And that's not something to be embarrassed about. If you're embarrassed about where you're at within your journey, that means you're lacking some self-love. So what do we do from here? Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself, have fun, allow yourself to explore the reality of the experiences you're creating and co-creating. Allow yourself to recognize there are various options that are being presented to you, but you are only fixating on maybe one or two specific things because you already have a predetermined expectation. You expect something, a very specific something that requires a very specific set of events for that very specific something to come to fruition. One thing goes wrong in that, your trajectory is altered. And then you get disappointed because you didn't achieve it in the way you wanted to, because this, because that, because yada da 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 da. Right? So stop. I'm writing the chapter about the love of my soul. And I'm looking at our history. Like our history, and I was reading it last night because I'm adding more details and trying to finish off that chapter. And it's this thing of like this repeating statement of I had no expectation. I had no expectation of how this would play out. I had no expectation. It was simply enjoy it while it's here. There was no desperation because I had no expectation of how long it's supposed to be. And I still have no expectation, but let my life clarify for me and for you. Despite having no expectation, we've been together 26 years. And he is more my best friend now than he's ever been in our entire relationship. And I had no expectation of that. I had no expectation of him liking things that I like because what, we're supposed to be twin flames? Oh my God. I only say that to him if I really want to irritate him, because sometimes I'm fucking antagonistic with him. I leave most people alone. With him, sometimes I just gotta be antagonistic just fucking because. It's to spice it up. I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. And I was asking him recently because I knew I was already beginning the chapter of the history of us. And I asked him, do you mind if I put you in my book? You know what his answer was? It wasn't, yeah, sure, I don't mind. His answer was, how could you tell your story without me in it? I'm such a huge part of everything that's happened to you. Such a huge part. Beyond this life. Beyond this existence. The echo of my awareness of his existence has reverberated through every life. Through every life. He's not my twin flame. He is the absolute love of my soul. And in that love, should he ever choose in this life to walk a different path that no longer had space for me to walk beside him, I would honor that. I would be wrecked, but I would honor that. Why? Because this life is the first life we've been able to have what we have. Some soul contracts cannot be undone. This particular soul contract, I would never willingly agree to undo it. Even knowing how much we've been through in every life, how much destruction and death, suffering, I would still choose it again. Especially knowing that at some point we would have the life that we have now. I look back and I'm like, I need to clarify something because I've shared publicly how we've lived a very simple life. I've never really asked for or demanded or even expected or wanted luxury things, and he's always provided. And I look back and I'm like, I don't think people fully understand, because when I say some of the things that I say it from a space of understanding our journey, and I don't explain the full gravity of the statement that I'm making. So it's not that I was willing to settle for him. It's that the mere life that I live with him has always been more than enough. And so the financial aspect of things was never really an issue. I was never left feeling deprived. He's always provided. I've always had the luxury. Yes, we're low income for California. Let the gravity of that sink in, okay? We're low income for California. But I always had more than enough to pay for everything that needed to be paid for and to buy all the teaching supplies my heart could ever want. I've had the luxury of being able to stay home with all of our children and having them be my sole focus. He's provided everything that my heart has wanted. And I've never wanted money. I still don't. Some contracts are being revisited because you need to be able to see just how blessed you actually are. How everything you've asked for, everything that your heart has wanted, has been willingly, freely given to you, but maybe not packaged in the way that you were expecting. When you don't receive what you expect, most people feel slighted. But because I never expected, I'm able to appreciate everything I've been given, everything he's helped me to create, opportunities and dreams, things that I've been too afraid to admit to myself, being my biggest cheerleader. He believes in me more than I believe in myself. Ain't that some crazy shit? He knows I didn't know how to work a DSLR. That's a complex camera. It's a complex camera. You have to know all the different functions. Yet he bought me one. I said, I don't know how to use this. She'll figure it out. I wanted to build a website to showcase my portfolio. I didn't want to spend the money for someone who knew code. You know what he did? He found a way to get me the program Dreamweaver. This was a long time ago. I said, I don't know how to use this. You'll figure it out. Every time, he always believes in me more than I believe in myself. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't interfere. He tries to be the voice of reason when I need it, but he doesn't interfere in my journey. Recalibrate your expectations of the people in your life. Recalibrate your expectations of the people who are going to be brought back. It might be someone you've known earlier in this life. It might be someone that you've had a connection with in a previous life. I don't know. Excuse me. You need to allow, though. You need to allow and you need to flow, because what's going to happen during this period, if you guys are not aware, there's a power transfer that's happening already. It's going to take some patience and it's going to take some faith in the guidance your soul has given you. It's going to take some of that. It's going to take you needing to follow the instructions that don't make sense right now, but some time from now, if you remain steadfast, if you stay committed and on course to what your soul is instructing, you will see the payout. You will see the payout. You need to let yourself finally receive the things that are for you. So, soul, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive the next care package. I'm ready to experience the next portion of my life where I will be challenged to see myself in a different way, and I will be encouraged and invited to achieve on a much different level and be even more visible. I'm ready. I'm afraid, but I'm ready. Initiate it, please. Initiate it, and as it begins, please support my efforts to find deeper pockets of courage. Because no matter how afraid, with the appropriate level of courage, I can do anything you ask me while being afraid. Courage is not about the absence of fear. I've said this for so many years. Courage has never been about the absence of fear. Courage is what you do as you face it. Yes. So, just exhale. Allow yourself to digest the nuggets of truth and personal power that your soul has dropped. And that I've been tasked to confirm. I hope you've received every single piece of confirmation you need to continue moving through your life, moving through your journey, finding deeper pockets of courage so that you can accomplish more while giving yourself the grace to feel and process your fear. You're going to achieve tremendous things, but only after you give yourself permission to. That's how much power you have over yourself and your journey. Start using your power responsibly, please. You're worth it. Guys, I gotta go. So I have this weekend a workshop coming up. It is the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop. This is where I teach aura spectra bioregenesis. My system is called Kokoro 33, K33 for short, and what I teach is aura spectra bioregenesis. I'm the only person that teaches it because it's a system that is based on my memories as a soul. Yes. I'm the creator of the system. I don't like to say that because they're just memories I have. But in human terms, in this life, I created this system. And I teach you through this workshop, it's a virtual workshop. I teach you how to harness your power. And most people, I to date don't remember a single person who has attended this workshop and not raved about how they didn't realize just how powerful they are. By the end of this 4-hour workshop, you will be able to generate enough frequency that you will outrank, outmaneuver, and outpower a master of any other energetic system. To say what I teach is potent is an absolute understatement. This workshop is a prerequisite for my certification program. The certification program is what I use to teach people how to deal with clients, how to help them. This workshop is for self-work. You'll learn how to maintain your auric shields, your chakras, how to flow your energy properly, and the basics of how to defend your space. If you are having a very dark circumstance that you've been struggling with and you are desperate to learn how to protect yourself and your family, Baneful Protection Workshop. This is the last time I'm having this Baneful Protection Workshop. With this, I do also have memories intact of when Baneful Protection was first released into human awareness. It was given strictly to the elevated spiritual leaders across all continents. This elevated information was an attempt to balance the scales because some demonics began releasing information that was not allowed to be released to humans. You need to protect yourselves. There needs to be consequences for the violation of your boundaries. The Baneful Protection Workshop, it's not about me teaching you how to hex or curse people. That's not how I roll. If that's your plan and expectation, this is not the class for you. I teach you how to protect yourself, how to defend yourself and your family and create boundaries while enforcing them powerfully. Minimal effort, elevated outcome. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. For those who are on TikTok, just go to the Hubi link in my bio on TikTok, click on that, and you'll see all the different events that I have. And then finally, tomorrow I'm going to be going live to do expedites. I know I said I was going yesterday, but you know. Okay. I'm going to be doing expedites. So if you want a personal reading, if you want a biospiritual scan, you want me to do some quantum etheric medicine on you, you need some type of activation, check out the link in my bio on TikTok. Look for the TikTok Tea Party. And for all other platforms, click on the QR code or the link in the comment, and it will take you exactly where you need to go. I got to get going. I love you guys. I will see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.